The Deathly Hallows. This one is not by character. I wish I had, but like I just finished listening to it right before we started recording. Um, Dudley's "I don't think you're a waste of space, Harry" is the biggest loss to the movie. It is a deleted scene. It is deleted because Dudley gives a 10 out of 10 performance, and Daniel Radcliffe acts like a lost chicken with its head cut off, making a stupid face. But I genuinely believe like that scene should have been in the movie. It's a shame that it's a deleted scene. I'm glad they filmed it still. Great scene in the book still. Um, Hedwig being the giveaway during the stupid escape plan is a better plot device than the fact that Harry is just nice. Yes, that is the excuse that they give how they figured out who Harry was. He's just nice. So they figured out which Harry was the real Harry because that's a nice Harry. Stupid ass. Um, I really like that Remus comes to Sirius's house when they're staying there. I think that adds so much to his character that gives a lot of his background, a lot of how he's feeling about being a parent, the fact that he tries to run away with it, the fact that Harry tells him to be a man and go back. Really like that. Uh, and then we find that he names Harry a godparent, and Harry says, "Oh, that's so nice," knowing that he's going to die at this point. He doesn't want to be like, "Hey, maybe you should like pick somebody who might live for the next year. You know, maybe pick somebody who
It's
might
an
maybe let
avocado.
maybe." Um,
Dang.
Ron coming back to Harry in the water, I think, was a better scene in the movie. I think it's just very visual. So getting to see how that breaks down is very good in the movie.
Interesting. I like that one better than the book.
It's
One's one in particular that I like better than the book.
it's pretty like the first half of this movie and the book is pretty accurate. Like there's not a whole lot of
Mhm.
differences to point at and make fun of and all this kinds of stuff. The second half there is quite a bit, but the first half it's pretty accurate and it's just I think that's a visual scene, so getting to see it was very nice for me. Um, there's like 15 times in the last book that they worry about Harry's feet under the cloak, and it never comes up. It is never a problem. Why does she bring up the fact that you can see Harry's feet under the cloak now? It is you're creating a problem that doesn't need to be there. Um, just like don't mention it, you stupid writer. I never noticed the detail consciously that the painting of Ariana goes into the middle of the painting, whereas every other painting goes off to the side. And I think that that is a really cool detail that they added in the or that they made note of in the book. It does happen in the movie, but it's cool that that was pointed out. The Ravenclaw common room, you have to answer a question to enter rather than having a password is the best way to do it, and I think is really cool specifically for Ravenclaw. Uh, the scene where Snape is kicked out of the school is so much better in the movie. It's ridiculous. In the book, he and McGonagall,
Okay.
like McGonagall just kicks his ass and he runs away like a little bitch. And in the book, he does the same thing, but in the movie, it's like grander. He diverts the magic to hit the Death Eaters, which I think is really cool. Doesn't happen in the book. In the book, McGonagall just ties up the Death Eaters. I'm like, okay, that is just objectively worse. The evacuation plan is for everyone to apparate out of the town. What's the town called, Lauren? Sorry, it's
Hogsmeade.
Hogsmeade. Yeah, but they're only sending the miners who don't know how to apparate, so their evacuation plan is stupid and they're all gonna die.
Don't think about that.
Yeah, they're like, they can apparate out of Hogsmeade, so let's send them down the tunnel. And I'm sitting there like, they don't know how to apparate. It's a whole thing in this book that they're just learning how to apparate. What the? This is so freaking stupid. They're all gonna get.
That
St.
is
Mungo's
They're
stupid.
gonna die. You're sending them to slaughter because you know Death Eaters are in Hogsmeade. You freaking morons.
St. Mungo's is just full of splinched kids.
Yeah. I never really thought about this until reading the book, but it's in the movies too. It's extremely stupid. Snape's dying message to Harry is "I loved your mom" is super weird. That is a weird thing. Here, take this memory that says "I loved your mom." Oh, by the
That
way,
is weird.
Dumbledore's plan was this all along.
Okay, I will agree with you. I've always thought that was weird, and people are like, there's been like this thing that goes around that was like, da 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 da, but you wouldn't know that because you're not nerdy enough. Or and somebody was like, I would protect your kid if you were murdered, but you're not nerdy enough. And I was like, please
What?
don't. Like, that's weird.
Yeah, and the whole like explanation, like I was mean to Harry because I loved him all along because he had your mom's. What the kind of explanation is that? You didn't love him, you douchebag. Um, yeah, I it is weird. It's in the movie. I just never consciously thought about it till like that scene is like 2 chapters or whatever, and one and a half the chapters is "I loved your mom," and then there's like a side note of like what Dumbledore's plan was all along. And I'm like, just like don't tell this teenager that you dug his mom. Like that is a weird dying message to be like, please take this memory. Oh my gosh.
You need to know.
You need to
your
know
mom
how
was
hot your mom was. So weird. Dumbledore sucks ass again. He has a quote where he says, "What would you give me in return for hiding the Potters?" to Snape, and trade the sun for her if you really loved her. Dumbledore is just objectively a sucky ass person. He's so manipulative to everybody, and he has like zero redeeming qualities. Um, the conversation with Dumbledore on the train sucks because it's a narcissist saying I'm a narcissist. Hey Lauren, how many times do narcissists say, "Hey, I'm a narcissist"?
Never.
Never. We are at this like high point of this big war and we're spending forever on Dumbledore giving this monologue. That is my big problem with this last 2 books. J.K. Rowling loves to monologue. And she's like, "Oh, Dumbledore just died." Monologue. "Oh, hey, we're on this trip." Monologue. "Oh, hey, we're doing this thing. We're about to see if Dumbledore went." Monologue, monologue, monologue. And I'm like, shut up. This is an action sequence. Stop monologuing, you freaking horrible writer.
You sly dog. You caught me monologuing.
Yeah. I kept thinking about that incredible scene. Like, uh, you got me? Yeah, it's so stupid. There's so much monologuing. It's freaking ridiculous.
One of
If
the
they had
things.
given the same backstory just pre the ending, like knowing how dumb or Snape felt about the mom isn't bad information to have as a reader. It is bad that it is at the end of the book and the writer's like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I forgot to like allude to this at all. I forgot to foreshadow this, and here's all the details."